So coming on approaches to health education. What are the approaches? There may be regulatory approach, there may be service approach, health education approach, and there may be primary healthcare approach. So coming on the regulatory approach, this regulatory approach is basically on the rules and regulations. You made rules and regulations so that no one can remove the mask. If they remove the mask, then there may be a penalty. So this kind of an health education where no one is understanding that the utility of the mask, you can make a rule, make a strict rule, and you are trying to follow. But according to the knowledge of the health education, the patient doesn't know the importance of the health education. He simply wears a mask because of the penalty. If the penalty is removed, then the mask is also removed. So no one understands the benefit of the mask, and this is not the good way to educate public. Okay, so regulatory approach are not very good, but they are effective because there is penalty there. So people usually in the public wears mask, and although they are not wearing in the personal scenes. Okay, another approach is service approach. This approach is basically you are giving the service to their doorstep. For example, your polio vaccination drive. It was very successful drive, but many of the person they are not accepting them because in the service approach usually the community is not involving in the scene. You are the health persons or healthcare personnel basically are doing efforts to involve the public and to educate the public. Public is not trying to understand the situation and trying to incorporate the health education in them. For example, in the polio vaccination, many of them denied the polio vaccination because they are sending the knowledge or information or vaccines to their doorstep, and they simply think that there may be some benefit to them. That's why they are doing this. Okay, because if you are giving anything to anyone without any motive or any benefits, so they will not believe you nowadays because they think that there may be some benefit of them. That's why they are giving polio vaccines to us. That's why they are giving them education to us. So this service approach is a good thing, but it is not a very effective thing. Okay. Then another approach is a health education approach. This health education approach is a very good approach in which you impart education to the person. You give education in the very several methods. Approaches are there. All the methods of health education you can apply by one-to-one or role play or any mass media or TV thing. You can give health education to them, and this is a good approach. And but the best approach is the primary healthcare approach. In the primary healthcare approach, the best thing in the primary health approach, which is not in any approach, is that is the community participation. Okay, is the community participation. Here in the primary healthcare approach, the community is participating. Community also involves in the thing that they want. For example, they want sanitary latrines. They want sanitary latrines. They will surely, because government is making sanitary latrines from very long, but community was not accepting this. So many of the latrines are filled with the husks, or animals are tie up in the latrines. Okay, so after when the education drive is there and they're trying to involve the public that your health, your sanitary latrines are very good for you, and they also think that this is the good thing, they should adopt them. When they started to think about themselves, the improvement in the sanitation is there. Nowadays very open defecation is very rare nowadays. Okay, because the communities started participating in the health sanitation drive. Coming on the principle of the health education, these principles are very important principles, and it is important because sometimes it is asked in the options that which of the following is not a principle of health education. So one by one we are going to take. First is the credibility of the health education. So your credibility of the person who are giving you education is very important. Okay, your idea, your reputation. Okay, your repo is very important. Giving anything, for example, if you trust anyone and he's giving you some information or idea, so you will try to incorporate that thing in your life. So that is thing, because if anything is credible, right, your credibility is good, so you can make people think that this thing should be adopted. Another is interest. If you are educating someone to